The Black Summer bushfires was one of the most catastrophic fire events in Australia. That impacted a huge amount of the local government area in East Gippsland.
On the 21st of November 2019, a dry lightning storm rolled across East Gippsland and started 3 fires, and those fires went on to burn over 1.3 million hectares within East Gippsland, so more than half of East Gippsland was burnt over the next 3 months.
There was fear in terms of, I don't know what's going to happen. There was fear in terms of something horrible is going to happen. You know, so huge. This is so unprecedented.
It was a really life-changing event for a lot of people in East Gippsland.
We were all kind of still in that adrenaline phase of supporting each other after the fires. There was lots of people coming together. We were having Friday night dinners where the communities could come together and, you know, give each other a hug. And then COVID came and pretty much shut everything down.
I was really mindful that these amazing people that I had the privilege to support and work with were doing it really tough sometimes. And, you know, there were several occasions where my team would come to me and say, I don't think I can do this anymore.
I did feel, under enormous pressure to continue to help my communities get through this.
We had the lid on real tight, you know, just maintain, and one foot in front of the other. We're just do what's needed.
Red Cross were running really great programs for workers how to work with traumatised communities and how to communicate and how to look after your self-care for workers, and they were great. But I felt like the team really needed something else, something a bit deeper and a bit richer, and a chance for us as a team to find ways to connect and support each other. And as soon as I spoke to Lou and spoke to Nola, I just knew that this is exactly what we needed.
The team had been working really hard, and so they were wondering really how to sustain themselves in the work. So I invited in a second facilitator. I don't like to do a circle of trust without a second facilitator, and Nola Milletz came on the journey with me and Eva and her team to deliver the Courage and Renewal retreats.
My level of cynicism was like, oh God, we're going to be put through a cookie cutter experience where we're supposed to do this and feel that. But then once I went into it, immediately it was like the sense of, oh yeah.
In running this reflective practice, Nola and I, as Courage and Renewal facilitators, were creating a holding container, a holding space, a holding environment bounded by the touchstones. And really that could be juxtaposed on the work that these workers were doing. They were creating and providing a holding space or container for communities, the groups that they were working with.
It allowed me to let out some of that pent-up emotion that I didn't think that I could let out because I didn't think I could stop it, and I still had lots of work to do to support people. So I was hesitant at the beginning because I was like, oh, I can't let go yet. But at the end I let go big time.
There is a lot of pressure, you know, to represent council, to be professional, to sort of be strong and hold space for other people, for the people in the community that you're serving. So it really was important to have a safe place where we could feel our feelings deeply and express our feelings openly, and have some really amazing ways to process those feelings that's really supportive. So having the tools, having the way that Courage and Renewal just creates a space, having even just beautiful things like the poetry that Nola and Lou used was just another way to really deeply consider and be with things.
I felt like I was a pressure cooker, and Courage and Renewal pressed the release valve. Then I could work with what was underneath the anger, which was much more productive and much more healthy, and I can see the difference. I could see the difference in my work with communities.
But it was much more about the way that Courage and Renewal creates a vessel, creates this space that holds you, that you can bring anything into that space, anything that you've got, you can bring into that space, and it will be held, it will be heard, it will be accepted for whatever it is. And the team really needed that. We needed to be able to bring our whole selves to work, and we had some really amazing tools that Courage and Renewal provided us to go deeply into places that you normally in a work environment would not, but you needed to in order to feel like you were human. You could be human and you could still do this really tricky work.
The two things that stand out for me, and it was funny because one of them is the one that I kind of went at first, was the touchstones. I brought home my bag of touchstones and I put them all on my windowsill right in my workspace. And I would look up at them, and sometimes I'd be really pissed off, like I really don't want to, please don't remind me. But mostly they gave me like navigation tools for reorienting myself to wisdom rather than to reaction.
It touched something in me rather than being something that my brain processed, if you know what I mean. So it was like my body felt it and then my brain caught up.
The other thing that will stick with me forever is what's it called, the tragic gap? The gap between reality and expectations. We were in that space all the time. We had institutions wanting us to work in a certain way that didn't work for communities, and we had communities with expectations, and we were just in the tragic gap all the time. And so to be able to articulate it and know what was on either side, that kind of reflection led me to other ways of seeing our work that made it approachable and hopeful.
I found that the team was really different each time we did that work, and each time built on the other, and we were more connected.
The environment is turbulent and dynamic and ever-changing, and it's always full of dilemmas and contradictions. And so in order to sustain our recovery workforce into the future, and there's only going to be more disasters into the future, communities impacted by disasters, we need to grow the capacity of our workforce, not only in the skills for the workforce, but in being well in the work and how they hold the work. And that needs to happen through workers connecting to each other about the work, and also connecting with themselves about how they're holding the work. So reflective practice in community recovery work is critical